Answer is 0. Answer is 50. Answer should be 120. Answer is 3. Answer positive 5. You have negative 1 squared, which makes it positive 1. 5 times 1 is 1. And then you have 4 squared, which doesn't matter because it's times 0. So the answer should be 5. Pick a number from 1 to 10. Answers today are 6 and 8. The answer to number 1 is negative 85. Number 2 is 18. And number 3 is 66. 4, 5, and 6. Answer to number 4 is negative 33. The answer to number 5 is negative 94. And the answer to number 6 is negative 210. Number 7 is 35. Number 8 is 98. I made a mistake on this one. This should not be 98. This should go back to the a function, which is 2x minus 1. So that really should be 2 times 23 minus 1, which is 46 minus 1. Answer should be 45. And number 9 is negative 4 over 3. The answer to number 10 is negative 5 over 2. The answer to number 11 is negative 41. And the answer to number 12 is negative 14. Number 13 should be, and the answer is cut off on this, I can't even see it. Answer is 4. On number 14, the answer is 3. And 15, you could have 10.009995 or the square root of 501 over 5. Objective today is to find and evaluate the inverse of a function. Example 1. F of x equals 3x minus 2, and then we have to find the inverse of f of x and evaluate for negative 3. So you're going to have y equals 3x minus 2, and then interchange x and y. And then solve for y, which means you need to get rid of this by moving it to the left and making it plus, and then get rid of the 3 by doing the opposite, which is dividing by 3. Whoops, that's a 2. And divide by 3. Now you have y by itself. So you have to plug in negative 3. You can leave it as y equals and put the y on the left now, and put in negative 3 where you see the x. Negative 3 plus 2 over 3. Negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1 over 3, and anytime you have a negative 1 over 3, the negative sign goes directly to the left of the fraction bar. You can leave it as negative 1/3. It's a reduced fraction. Alright, here you go. Example number 2. Y equals negative 5x minus 6. Interchange x and y, and then solve for y. You keep the x on the left, but you move this minus 6 over and make it plus 6. And then you keep the minus 5y on the right. Divide both sides by negative 5. and of course that would cancel out on the right. You can put y on the left, but now you have to put in 10 for x. So that would be 10 plus 6 over negative 5. That is 16 over negative 5, and again, if you have a negative answer, put the negative sign directly to the left of the fraction bar. No need to make a mixed number. This is fine the way it is, as long as it's reduced. Practice number 1. This should be y equals 2x plus 1, but interchange x and y to get this, and then solve for y. Now plug in 2 for x. That is 1 over 2, which is a half. Bonus number 1. Answer on the bonus should be a negative 38. Practice problem number 2. The practice problem, this is not an inverse, so you have to pay attention to whether or not the negative 1 is there or not. So this is simply f of 27 equals a negative 5 times 27, and then plus 2. So in this case, a negative 5 times 27 would be a negative 135, plus 2, that's a negative 133. Answer on the bonus should be 67. Example number 3. Now in this case we do have to find the inverse because there's the sign, and this one has a square in it. So what you do first is y equals 3x squared plus 4, and then interchange x and y. And get y by itself. Eliminate anything on the right that is addition or subtraction. We move the plus 4 to the left and make it minus 4. Now we're left with 3 by multiplication against the y, so divide both sides by 3. We're left with a y squared. That can't work by itself, so we need the square root of both sides, like this and this. This will just stay the square root of x minus 4 over 3, but on the right, the square root of y squared is simply y. Now, you must plug in your 79 in for x. So when we do that, it is the square root of 79 minus 4 over 3, which is the square root of 75 over 3. 75 over 3 is 25, and the square root of 25 is 5. Practice number 3. This should be y equals x squared plus 6, but interchange x and y. And then solve for y. Now we need the square root of both sides. So you're left with this. Now plug in 55 for x. Square root of 55 minus 6 is the square root of 49, and that comes down to be 7. Answer to the bonus should be 24. Practice problem number 4. Y equals 4x squared minus 1. Move the minus, or not move yet, but interchange x and y, and then move the minus 1 to the left, make it plus 1. Now divide by 4, and then you need a square root of both sides. Plug in 3 here. Square root of 3 plus 1 over 4 is the square root of 4 over 4, which is the square root of 1. Answer is 1. Answer to the bonus is 6. Answer on the second bonus should be 4.